Hey guys, and welcome back to Modification Monday. So I'm back from hiatus very briefly, simply just because I got tattooed yesterday and I feel like this is a good tattoo to kind of talk to you guys about. Sorry if I look a little crazy. I had an issue with my left contact last night and I feel like now my eye just looks super tiny, hence the glasses. But anyway, so for those of you that are looking around right now, I did kind of rearrange my room if you don't follow me on Instagram, so hopefully this will be... Do you guys hear that rain? Holy shit. It hasn't stopped raining for like 2 days on the East Coast, and like, if this is any prediction of what we're gonna have snow-wise, I'm not looking forward to it. But anyway, so yeah, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I did rearrange my room and I'm hoping that it will make me film more videos because I will have a backdrop, kind of, now. I managed to get a new tripod during Black Friday, so that's cool. We'll be able to stand you guys up on an actual camera. You are currently gaff taped to a mirror on my phone that I'm recording on. So, hello. Hopefully you don't fall mid-video. Depending on how long this video actually runs, it may take a while. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to do this video in 2 parts or if I'm going to do 2 separate videos. First part of the video, I want to talk about all of like this guy that I got yesterday, and I also want to talk about kind of the spur of the moment kind of, I guess, placement that happened. So first things first, let's talk about that. So I had the appointment booked for about a month and a half in advance, and I even spoke to the tattooer and he's like, I've never booked an appointment this far in advance, like I'm glad that you remembered. And even for me, I was like, oh shit, like I can't forget this appointment. I had it like written down that I needed to take so much money out and like do that entire thing. I was like, do not forget you are getting tattooed. So as you can tell by the rain, I had a commute and I was not looking forward to it, mostly because the original plan was to get this tattoo on my ankle. It was going to be a little bit smaller than this. It was going to go, let me show you, like right here. Okay, right underneath the detail girl. And I was like cool with it, like facing the right way initially, but like I thought about it as time went on during that like month period. I was like, well, I'm probably going to walk in and have him do it on my other ankle or something. And then I commuted in Vans, like sneakers. I don't have a Van. Like, you know what Vans sneakers are. But I wore the Low Pros because I was like, I can't have anything blocking my ankle. And like, traditionally, I would wear Doc Martens. Like, any form of winter or fall, I'm in a Doc Marten. If I'm not wearing like some type of crazy heeled shoe. But I was like, fuck, I can't wear Docs and then go get tattooed on my ankle. Like, it's not going to make sense. So I was like, just brave the weather, wear Vans. You're going to hate yourself. But I didn't realize, you know, the drainage systems in Manhattan and just like, no, it was not enjoyable. Let me just put it that way. So I walked into the shop and one of the first things out of my mouth was like, hi, nice to meet you. And like, we did consults and he's like, yeah, this is going on your ankle, right? And I'm like, actually, can you like jam it somewhere in here? And he's like, in this spot? And I was like, wherever you can fit it, man. Like wherever you can manage to fit it. Because I've gotten to the point now where I know that this needs to be a sleeve by summer, like spring, summer. By the time t-shirt weather rolls around, I want to have a full arm. I don't want to like have another half sleeve. So we ended up, oh my god, that's my cat. He's like, he's doing some ridiculous shit. But anyway, sorry, I get distracted very easily. So we ended up putting him here, and I think this is a really good placement for him. I think he like surrounds the Russian nesting doll really well. I wasn't planning on having more wording on my arm. Initially, I didn't even want more wording on my body once my first cover-up was done. And then I was like, oh, but it's only going to be on my leg. And then, like, once we put him here, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm just going to have... But he hangs out. I think he's cute. Like, he's just, like, at that, like, point on your arm. But anyway, it is a little bit weird for me because it is the only thing... Sorry, there's a little bit of glue left over from the bandage that I couldn't wipe off. But, it's a little bit weird because I don't have anything else on my upper kind of arm, so he's just kind of hanging out by himself right now. Russian nesting doll is the closest thing, and I'm glad that the original plan was to use like goldish yellow anyway, but I'm glad that we did it because now on my arm, like everything kind of has yellow in it. I think every tattoo, besides the anchor and the mandala, they all have yellow in them. So it was just a nice continuation. I am setting an appointment soon to go back to this artist to do my upper arm. We're going to do my shoulder cap. I sent him a few reference photos, and basically when he was tattooing me, I was looking in the shop, and the entire shop does their own flash sheets. So the entire wall is the own artist's flash sheets that they sit and hand make. And I was just staring at one of their flash walls, and the entire time he was tattooing me, I was like, is this your flash sheet? Is this your flash sheet? And he's like, yeah, these are all mine. And I was like, I fell in love with all of them, like his color saturation and just what he tattoos. I just think they're awesome. I'm gonna go back to him to do my shoulder cap and then one other tattoo, and then maybe someone else in the shop. I don't know. There is definitely 2 tattoos that I want this artist to continue doing, though. One I'm very gonna keep super, super private until I get it, because I think it's just gonna be a really badass tattoo. Like, there's no other way to describe it. I just think it's gonna be a badass tattoo. And I'm gonna do it eventually. I don't know if I'm gonna do my knee first, because knee is gonna be expensive, but it's gonna be around that area. So it's gonna be around, about spacing it out. But, shoulder cap, hopefully end of December. Pending dates, because, the holidays and stuff. But we're gonna hopefully finish this up here. And I told him that I'm willing to go as far up as he wants to go. So we have some ideas planned, and we're gonna kind of just map it out on my skin, because obviously I do have to continue getting bigger and bigger. I have a little tiny tattoos at the bottom, and then they're just gonna kind of gradually get larger and larger, and I have this whole inside space to just do something crazy with, or do a few crazy things with. Kind of a bit bummed that I didn't get my leg done, but I think it's one of those things where it's meant to be. I feel like everyone, especially me, you always plan where you're gonna get your tattoo before the appointment. But sometimes things like that happen, or you walk into the shop and you're just like, you just want to put it here instead. And, stuff like that happens. You have to kind of roll with it. And I think, okay, so second part of the video. So basically, after I got this appointment, I, posted about it on social media after I got tattooed and stuff. And, that's kind of just what I do. That's my job. Not my job, but that's what I like doing. It's a good way for me to communicate with tattooers and people that I know, and also people that follow me and think I'm cool for getting tattooed. But I had someone message me from high school, and basically, by the way, if you're watching this, I apologize in advance. I'm just going to be brutally honest during this video. This is my opinion, but I had someone message me from high school, and they had asked for different recommendations of artists, and I said, hey, look, I mostly get tattooed traditional style tattoos. Tell me what you want, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to recommend someone good for you. And the person had requested just so much stuff. It's 4 tattoos in 1 tattoo, and I'm like, I don't know who to recommend you to, because I want to make sure I'm giving you the best artist for what you're asking. But those aren't the people that I go to. The person had the idea that I wanted to keep it ambiguous, but she wanted to sit down with the actual artist and hand draw the design with the artist, or sit down with the artist as he was drawing the design. And I just kind of have to say to people that we need to stop romanticizing the idea of tattoos. We need to stop romanticizing the idea of getting tattooed. I mean, it's fun, it's awesome, I'm all for it, very clearly, but, people just, especially if they're not heavily tattooed, they just think it's, this beautiful thing, and it needs to have all of these components, and I really want to sit down with my artist and take the time, and, I get it, I totally get it, but at the same time, you need to let your artist do their thing, and especially if they're gonna advise you that something is not going to make a good tattoo, you need to kind of accept that. I'm sorry, I know that's very brutal, but if certain styles clash, or if certain things don't work well together and they advise you against it, please take that advice, and please understand that if someone gives you that type of advice, it's because they're a good quality tattooer and they don't want to put that on anyone else, because they probably know it's to get a shitty tattoo, don't we all? But segue into my next topic. So because I did post it on social media, the last day, actually today, this is the whole reason for this video, my entire day has been spent responding to social media comments. from people I know, unfortunately, and like at least if it was people that I didn't know and I didn't have to bother with, like screw you, you don't know what you're talking about. But if I could walk down the block and still see you, like sorry, I hate you. Like you're just being a douche. You're doing it to be a douche, like first and foremost. And to those people that think that they're right about the things that they say about tattooing, and they are not heavily tattooed, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Like, and I don't want to go into specifics. If you want to go on my social media and look, or if you know to the few instances in which I am referring, because it's not just one, basically, I had a conversation with a few artists after the entire situation happened, and they're like, dude, don't even worry about it. Like, they can go, like, jack off. Like, fuck. Like, they're like, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, you know that they don't know. And that's, like, the biggest, like, validation for me sometimes. Like, if people come at me and try to hate on me that say I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to tattoos, or I have garbage tattoos, and then, like, I'll have a conversation with my artist about it, and they'll be like, what? Like, what are they talking about? Like, they have no knowledge base, or they have no premise for what they're saying, and usually what they're saying is, in fact, wrong, and they make themselves out to be an asshole. You look like an asshole. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to be, like, very brutal and being like, oh my god, you attacked me, so I'm gonna attack you now. No, that's not what it's about at all. Like, I'm literally just telling you, like, hey, you're wrong. Like, that's all fine and good if you in your heart believe that you're right, but just know that tattooers and people that have been doing this for 15 plus years look at you and are like, what is this person talking about? Like, to compare it to something, it's basically like you using Ink Master or something as your knowledge base, and then walking into a tattoo shop and then wanting to sit there and hand draw something with your artist. Like, sure, there are probably some artists that will sit down with you and, like, talk you through the entire process, especially if it is your first tattoo, but most of them won't. Most of them will be like, send me your reference photos, I'm gonna draw something up, and we'll see what we come up with. And usually we is the artist, and if you have something to, like, contribute, you can contribute it. But for me, like, I have an artist background, I go to school for art, I've been getting tattooed since I've been 18, and been into tattoos since I was, like, 14, probably even younger. So I've managed to watch tattoos evolve over time. I've managed to watch social media and how social media has affected tattooing. And just, I don't know. It's really strange to see people attack other people via social media. And I know I definitely am capable of that. People have this belief that, you know, I'll sit there and, like, critique other people's, like, body art. And, like, to a certain extent, sometimes I do. I mean, I think that's just coming with the territory, but I would never out someone on social media. I don't think I would ever... Actually, perfect example. When this situation happened and I had a conversation with other tattooers, like, about it, and we discussed it, I could very easily post this on social media and just blow people's spots up. I very easily could do it. I'm holding myself back, and I think that's where this video is coming from too, because look, I'm being honest, man. Like, you want to talk shit, but you have no idea what you're talking shit about. Like, you want to talk shit, but you have no idea what you're saying. Like, you look like the asshole in the end. You look like the asshole for coming at me, number one, and you look like the asshole, number two, for saying what you're saying, because you're wrong. You're wrong, and it's not like... It's like a test in school. It's like a multiple choice test in school. And, you know, you can't go up to the teacher and be like, so the answer was B, but I put A, and, like, I'm right. Like, just because I put A. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. This is not, like, an opinion-based thing. You are wrong. I'm sorry, I'm going on, like, a 15-minute tangent, but, like, it's over the stupidest things, and, like, y'all just gotta chill out. If it's not on you, man, and you don't know what you're talking about, like, at least, no offense, but if I critique shit, I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm critiquing it with some knowledge base, but people like to believe what they want to believe, and, you know, I'm all for it, it's fine, but don't come at me on my social media and being like, you're jacked up. I'm gonna get so many hate comments probably about this video too, but, like, I just gotta put something out there in the world. Like, honestly, just back off. Like, I don't care. None of this is important for me. I got tattooed. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't really give a fuck. And don't come at me being like, oh, you have all this money to go get tattooed and shit, and like, blah, blah, blah. You waste your money. Tattooing for me and getting tattooed, not that any of you will probably ever understand this, not that any of you will, like, have a heart and compassion and understand what I'm saying, but it's the one thing no one can take from me. It's on my body. It's mine. You know, it's permanent. It's a learning situation. You know, everyone gets bad tattoos. Everyone, like, has those days where you slap something randomly, like, but it's the process, and it's progress, and it's you as a person and your, like, learning curve, and it shows not only your kind of artistic, at least for me, like, it not only shows where my knowledge has gone in the last few years of art and tattooing. Like, the first few tattoos I got, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no clue what I was doing. And of course now I have to, like, live with those tattoos and, you know, work around them and figure out how I'm gonna, like, build a leg sleeve or a sleeve around it or whatever. But or a stomach piece, but you kind of just live life, and that's the thing, like, you can't change the past, so it's on you forever, and you gotta kind of roll with it. Like, that's the best life lesson that tattooing has ever, like, given me, and I just feel like if you don't get it, you don't get it. Like, if you don't have that type of compassion or that type of, like, understanding of the real meaning behind tattoos and, like, what they really signify for a lot of people, like, they're permanent. They're permanent, and that's the beautiful part of it, is the fact that, like, this is mine. No one can take it off me. No one, no matter how much they, like, grab my arm and want to touch me and see my tattoos, no one can, like, pick this up like a piece of paper and be like, ha ha, this is mine now. I mean, I guess, like, you can copy tattoos and stuff, but, like, I have traditional tattoos. Nobody's gonna copy them. But I guess another point to going into evolving as, like, a tattoo collector, like, you know, I had some rinky-dink ones that, you know, local people have done or whatever, and then, you know, I just got a Diesel Girl, and I just got a Speed Skull, and I got something from a friend that was graduating her apprenticeship, and I'm getting tattooed by really high-ranking people now, not to, like, come off as, like, a fanatic or, like, oh my god, you know, check out my tattoos, like, ha ha ha. Like, I don't ever want to come off that way, and I'm sorry if someone is just super negative out there and likes to think that I'm out there sharing tattoos to be like, ha ha, I got a tattoo. Like, no, I'm doing it because I genuinely love the art and I want to appreciate the person's craft. I'm sorry, I'm playing with gaff tape this entire time, but, like, I'm doing it to appreciate the artist. I'm doing it to appreciate the time that they spent. And I'm doing it to appreciate the fact that this is now on me for the rest of my life. And if you've never been that happy with a tattoo, or if you've never had something planned out, you know, for months in advance, or if you've never, like, had such a connection with such a good artist before, like, I feel sorry for you. I do. Like, people come at me like, why do you spend so much money on them? Because, you know, I'd rather save for 4 months, or I'd rather save and, like, invest in my tattoos. They're not, like, I don't want to be, I have two schools of thoughts on this as well, because I don't want to, like, be picky with who I get tattooed by. Like, I do, but I don't, in a certain sense. Like, I definitely want really good tattooers to tattoo me. But I think I've had a learning curve, going back to what I was saying, where not all my tattoos are great, not all of them are bad either, but, like, it's about that learning curve, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. I think a lot of people just look at you as a heavily tattooed person and go, okay. Like, they just kind of view it as, like, you're just doing shit to, like, slap shit on your body and, like, say you know things that you don't know. But, like, if you're this, let's just call it what it is. If you're fairly as heavily tattooed, you can't, if this is your first time watching, I have, like, tattoos as well, but if you're as heavily tattooed as I am, or even more tattooed, you know the thought process that goes along with it. You know what it's like to build an entire bodysuit, or an entire, like, sleeve, or an entire this, or an entire that. And especially if you do it over a length of time, like I've done mine. We're going on It's gonna be 5 years in May that I've been getting tattooed. So it's about 4 years now, and like, it's a little, yeah, I mean, it's a learning curve, definitely, but also you evolve as a person, and I don't know, like, I'm just kind of rambling, but like, in 5 years, you learn so much, not only about tattooers, but also styles and things, that if someone really just doesn't know what they're talking about, you just write it off immediately, because you're like, dude, you have no, like, you have no history. If you have 1 tattoo or like 3 tattoos, let's say, but you're coming at me and you're like, yeah, this chick, you know, she has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. Dude, if I've been getting tattooed consistently every few months or every like 6 months or whatever for the last 4 years, I like to think I know what the fuck I'm talking about. If I have friends that are tattooers, if I have tattooers that are friends, like, regardless, please just take my knowledge for what it is, and don't come at me saying I don't know what I'm talking about, when in reality a tattooer will read this post or will read whatever you're posting because they follow me, because I'm friends with them, and they will see what you've said and they're gonna be like, no, don't listen to her, like, she's an idiot. Like, oh fuck, I just outed you. Honestly, it's on Instagram, so you know what? This is your karma. This is your payback. I've been ranting for 22 minutes though, and if anyone has made it to the end of this video, high five you guys. Please give it a like if you've made it this far. Please subscribe. I will be coming back eventually. I swear you will get a real setup. We will really just get in depth and talk about tattoos, healing. I have some videos planned. Life has gotten really crazy in the last few weeks to months. Retail work, as you saw in my last update video, plus like schoolwork. I'm probably gonna end up taking a semester off from school, maybe 2, or just go part-time. I'm so burnt out, and there are so many other things that I feel like I could be doing with my time, including talking to you guys. Like, I feel like I could be doing YouTube. I could be making my own art instead of sitting in a classroom just waiting to get this fucking piece of paper and get out of there. Like, it's really super nerve-wracking, but like I said, if you managed to make it through this entire video, thank you so much for watching. Much appreciated, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.